Hi everybody, this is Max at ADHD Max, and I am going to talk today about sleep with ADHD. Um, so, ADHD tends to mess with people's sleep, whether we're kids or adults. Um, we tend to uh, have trouble falling asleep because our busy mind continues to whir around, late into the night. And because we go to sleep late, we don't get enough sleep and we find it hard to get up in the morning. So, if you're taking ADHD medication, stimulant medication, that can make it even worse because obviously stimulating, medicine that's stimulating your brain, you don't want to have in the evening because it's going to make it harder to go to sleep. So, what I have learnt is that it's really important if you're taking stimulant medication to take the last dose of the medication not too late in the afternoon, because if you do, it carries on round the clock, and depending on which medication you're on, if you're on a short release methylphenidate or Ritalin, generally lasts 4 hours, but dexamphetamine, so all of the dexamphetamine ones, they last longer, and it's kind of 4 to 6/7 hours. So even though you might not feel the medication still going after 4 hours, it's still in your system, and it's more powerful in that sense that it hangs around. And I have found that I really didn't have trouble going to sleep after my days when I was using a methylphenidate. It was shorter acting, and if I took the last one at around 5 or 6 p.m., by the time I was actually going to bed at maybe 10, 11, but actually maybe going to sleep half past 11, 12, I got to sleep without any trouble. But since I've moved to dexamphetamine, I have found it's been harder getting to sleep. And even I would say the quality of the sleep, how deep you're sleeping. And I measure that by kind of asking myself, how conscious was I of different moments in time during the night. And so, yeah, with dexamphetamine or amphetamine-based medications, I have found that I have to be really careful not to take it too late. You're better off missing your last dose than taking it late, because you're going to be up. And it's not just about how long you're feeling like you want to be up for. Once you may feel tired and get into bed, but I found that drifting off to sleep is made considerably harder. And I have had some nights that have been quite disturbed, just where I'm getting really low sleep. And then the next day, because I haven't slept enough and I've got to get up, I'm just not feeling great. And the knock-on effect of that the next day is that your medication, because you haven't had enough sleep, it just doesn't work as well. And I really noticed the difference. If I've only had, let's say, 4 or 5 hours sleep, that the medication just doesn't work as well as if I've had 6 or 7 or 8 hours sleep. 8 hours I rarely get, but I kind of need 6. And when I say I need 6, I don't mean I need 6 to feel okay the next day, but I need 6 because the medication doesn't work well at all for me if I haven't had that much sleep. And what I end up doing is I have to, at some point in the day, lie down and go to sleep for an hour, unless I just abandon myself to the fact that the medication's not going to be very effective on that day. So, yeah, the other things that I find do have an effect on sleep are sugar in the late evening. I have a really bad habit of pigging out and eating whole massive spoonfuls, multiple spoonfuls of Nutella. It's like my absolute worst habit at the moment, and has been for many years. I go through, like bouts of it, and for a couple of months, I feel like I need sugar, sweetness, and because I'm lazy and I won't, I'll take the easiest thing, and the easiest like sugar injection for me is Nutella and chocolate. other chocolate. And I find that I wake up in the middle of the night when I've done that. Or I wake up in the middle of the night and I go and do it again. And it's not good, and it's really unhealthy. So sugar, what I've been told is, instead of having sugar, have carbs. Have carbs, more like either a bowl of cereal, a bowl of muesli, Alpen, porridge is better, because that, it's you don't get that sugar spike, and your sugar level spikes up and then it drops, and that can actually wake you up in the night. The dropping of the sugar level can wake you up. It wakes me up. That's what I've kind of worked out. So yeah, so sugar has a real effect on the sleep that I get. The other thing is exercise. I definitely sleep better if I have done exercise in the day before. So what I try and do these days is I'm doing about 30 to 40 minutes. I have a treadmill, and so I walk on the treadmill. I can't run because of my knee, so I find that walking uphill, so I put my treadmill on a 10% incline. You can see in my other video when I'm talking about exercise. So when I go to bed, if I've done that exercise in the day, I definitely sleep better. But if I do it too late in the day, or even worse, in the evening, it seems to keep me up and prevent me from sleeping. Not completely, but it just makes it harder. So yeah, exercise, definitely. I mean, for people with ADHD, we need good exercise regularly. And as I said in my exercise video, it really helps the medication to work better. But yeah, don't exercise too close to bedtime. And I have suffered with not sleeping enough, and my doctor gave me recommended melatonin. So melatonin is the chemical that the brain produces naturally when it's time to go to sleep. And melatonin, when it rises in the system, is the chemical that makes us feel that like sleepy feeling, which is kind of nice. So I go through periods of taking it in a pill. So just before bed, I take a melatonin tablet. There are two different types of melatonin. You have instant release, which is useful for people who can't get to sleep. So it releases it all in one go, and that helps you get to sleep. And then you have slow release, which releases it through the night. And that's how I do it, because my sleep kind of gets disturbed during the night. So the aim is to keep you asleep through the night. So yeah, I find that is helpful. In the UK, you can get it on prescription, but it's crazy expensive, and so you can actually buy it online, and I'll put a link in the notes in the comments of where you can get it online from Europe, and it's inexpensive. It's like you need 3 milligrams of melatonin is what I take to go to sleep. My son, who's 14, Noah, he takes melatonin as well, but he takes the instant release because what he struggles with is getting to sleep. So he takes 3 to 6 milligrams before bed, half an hour before bed, and that helps him get to sleep within an hour. I take the slow release, and that helps me to stay asleep. Sleep's really important, as I said, whether you're on medication or not, for our ADHD brains to work better. The sleep is just one of those super important things. It's sleep, nutrition, and exercise. Those are the three things that we should really try, and I try to do every day to get balanced. For my symptoms to be lower, and for my medication to work well. Anyway, I hope that's useful, and I'm going to do another video very soon about nutrition, and another one about medication. So look out for those. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.